Hi guys! Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you are watching me. That was weird. My nose is so itchy. My nose, my everything's itchy. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Katie Patterson here, and today we're going to be talking about porn. Welcome to Sex Education number 1. We're going to be talking about the effects of porn as a Christian, the effects that it has done to my life, either in my relationships, my friendships, how I view myself, and how, if I still struggle with it as a Christian now. For a little background, I did have a porn addiction for about 10 years before coming to Christ. And when I came to Christ and gave my life to Him, thankfully I haven't gone back to porn since. Thankfully I haven't watched it since, but that doesn't mean I don't still struggle. That doesn't mean I don't still have that temptation. So today we're going to be talking about the effects of porn and what it did to my life. Hopefully to help you guys either stop watching porn or help you in your journey to stop watching porn, or even if you're just curious and want to know the long-term effect about a porn addiction or what porn can do to your mind. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. Before we get on to the video, I just want to remind you guys to like, to subscribe, to comment down below what you guys are struggling with, because I really do want to help you guys. I want to talk about the things that you are struggling with. So definitely follow me on Instagram and follow me on TikTok, where I definitely talk about all this stuff too. It's katie.patty with 2 Y's on each side. There on my Instagram, on my TikTok, I talk about sex, porn, foreplay, everything that I talk about on this channel, just in a shorter time span. So if you want to join the Katie Patty fam, feel free to subscribe, and let's get right on to the video. So, porn. Not a conversation that the church really likes to have. Or if they do have it, it's more directed towards boys. So that is why I'm talking about it. I went to youth group all throughout high school, and there they didn't really talk about the porn. So for me, it was more of a hidden sin. And I got exposed to porn when I was about 8 years old and had an addiction to it till I came to Christ at 18. So what did it do to my mind? First thing we're going to talk about is relationships. So relationships. A lot of relationships in my life with boys were had broken expectations. I definitely valued them as objects, and I valued myself as an object. I looked at them as pieces of meat and somebody I could get with, or somebody I could help fill this void inside me. Constantly in my testimony, you find me searching in all the wrong places to find love, yet never to the creator of it, who is God. Porn definitely played a role in my relationships. My relationships suffered because I put this unrealistic expectation on these guys, that they could fill this void inside of me, that that my worth could be found in them. And so my relationships, if he wasn't trying to take my clothes off, if he wasn't trying to have sex with me, if he wasn't trying to give me that validation sexually, I didn't think he loved me. Because that's all I knew from porn, is that was love. But it's not. It's unrealistic expectation of love. Movies, it's scenes, it's steroids, and all these things. It's not real love. And I didn't really, I guess my brain never really shaped that. So in my relationships with these guys, I wanted so badly to feel loved and validated, and the only way I knew how was from porn. And so if they were trying to actually respect me, if they were actually trying to not sleep with me, I didn't have a lot of self-worth. I would feel like, why aren't they wanting to sleep with me? Why aren't they am I not enough? Like, am I not good enough? Is my body not good enough? Like, all this stuff. And it suffered. My relationships, I had the worst trust issues. I put my worth in them because that's all I knew how to, and they failed, every single one. Or I would use boys as objects. I would use them and just for the night and throw them away. Or I would just want them for the little time to make me feel like I was validated, like I was loved. And then once I was done with them, I'd throw them away. The next guy, the next guy, the next guy. And it sucked. It sucks because I never found my true worth in God. I found it in boys who are imperfect humans. And this unrealistic expectation from porn destroyed how I viewed boys, destroyed how I viewed their bodies. I didn't view them as a creation of God. I didn't view them as fearfully and wonderfully made by God. I didn't view them as guys with purpose. I viewed them as a piece of meat and an object that I can just take. And that's not true. Because God made guys, and God made you, God made me, God made everyone fearfully and wonderfully made and his creation. And I never cared about that. I never thought about that. And so I would sleep around and I would just use these guys because that's all I knew what love was. But that's not love. Love is respecting somebody. Love is not objectifying someone. Love is not just using them in a transaction. And porn taught me that sex was just a transaction. And so my relationships sucked. I never was in a really constant relationship because I always just was looking for the next guy to fill me up. And it sucked. That's why I'm telling you guys now. Because I want to tell you that porn is not love. What you see are movies. What you see is like scenes and scripts. And it's not love. And that's why I'm talking about this, because the church, I'm not blaming this all on them, but I think the church really needs to have that conversation with girls too. Because we struggle just as much as guys. Maybe differently, but we do struggle. And so that's why I have this YouTube channel. That's why I talk about this. And that's why I do my TikToks and my Instagrams and stuff like that. It's because I want girls to know that that's not love. Objectifying someone is not love. And so my relationship suffered from that. And that is the first thing I want you to know about how it affected my relationships. Okay, now we're going to be talking about my body. I hated my body for such a long time. Because in porn, you see these picture perfect bodies. You see this picture perfect, the best boobs, the best butt, the best waist, the best everything. These gorgeous girls. And they're so wanted and they're so loved, or how that is perceived in porn. But like we just talked about, porn's not love. So how that affected my body is I literally wouldn't eat for days when I knew I was gonna have sex because I wanted to look that picture perfect thing. I wanted to look that picture perfect girl. I wanted sex to be like porn. I wanted sex to be this fire thing that you see in porn, but without realizing that that's not what it is in porn. That porn's a script. That the bodies they don't eat for days because they want to look skinny. Or they work out 10 times a week. Like, it's unrealistic expectations. And yes, those girls are beautiful, but I didn't realize that I was beautiful too. And from watching porn, that's all I knew was beautiful. So I would hate my body. I would look at it and it wouldn't be good enough. So then I would just try so hard to have this unrealistic expectation on myself. I viewed my worth in comparing myself to those girls, comparing myself to those girls that those guys wanted in porn. I hated my body. I didn't realize that my worth was not in them. My worth was not compared to them. My worth is not based off of porn. My worth is in God. And when I came to Christ, my self-confidence boosted so much because I finally found my worth. I finally found who created me. I finally found why I am so loved and why I am so valued. And that's because Jesus loves me. And that's because Jesus died on the cross for me. And that's because God created me. It's not because of those girls. It's not because of porn. It's not because of any guy that wants me. It's because of God. And so the effects from porn was I hated my body. I didn't view it as this beautiful creation that God gave me. I viewed it as, oh, this isn't perfect. Oh, I need to lose this weight. Oh, I need to get bigger boobs. Oh, I need to get a bigger butt. Oh, this guy likes skinny girls. I need to be really skinny. Or why isn't my waist this big? Or why isn't my waist this small? Like, I want to be this picture perfect thing so boys will love me. And that's what I wanted. From watching porn, it gave me this unrealistic view of my body that I could never obtain. And so I hated my body. But when I found Christ, I learned to love my body for what it is and for who I am and for what God created me to be. And that's point number 2. 3 is I felt shame. I felt guilty and I felt like I was hiding this huge part of me. because porn was something I struggled with for 10 years, and nobody really caught me. Nobody really talked about it. Nobody really told me this stuff. And so I kept watching it and kept watching it and kept watching it and trying to get the next fill, trying to feel whole, trying to feel that validation and that love every single night. And I couldn't stop because that's how much my worth was dependent on this. And I felt so much guilt and shame is because I didn't want to watch it really. I just needed it. I felt like I needed it. I felt like that's how I can feel loved. This is this hidden part of me that I don't have to give to God. I don't have to give to anybody. I don't have to show anybody. It's not even affecting me. That's how I was viewing it. It's not even affecting me. It's not even anything. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But it wasn't fine. I wasn't realizing all these things that porn was shaping in my life, like my relationships, my body, my friendships, and now my guilt and shame. I felt so much guilt and shame because I knew I didn't have any control over this. I knew that I couldn't stop on my own. And you know, a lot of people in my comments on TikTok or Instagram or something like that say like, oh, God's not real. And I find that so funny because I cannot see how God isn't real. Because I had a porn addiction for 10 years, as I've just talked about. And when I came to Christ, that immediately stopped. God was finally in control of my life. I finally gave him control of this, and I stopped and I haven't watched it since. And please explain that to me if you're an atheist. How can that happen in just a night? I'm not saying this happens to everybody, and if you struggle, it's okay. It is okay to struggle. Just give your struggles to God. I'm not saying every single person's testimony is going to be like mine and God just changed it in a night. So do not think that. But what I am saying is that that's just evidence and proof of the existence of God. And that's why I give him my life. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to still have that temptation and stuff in your life, but just give it to God. I have so many videos planned, and I just made one last week about boundaries to put up when you have temptation to have sexual sin. So go watch those. Learn how to control that in your life and give God control. You don't have to live in guilt. You don't have to live in shame because those things are not from God. God is not a God of guilt. God is not a God of shame. He's a God of love, mercy, yet justice. He does not want you to live like that. He does not want you to live with a porn addiction because look at how it destroyed my life. And God had to pick up those pieces and rebuild it in my life. And he can do that for you. Porn is not love. Porn is a script with broken people and broken people watching it. We are all broken. We are all sinners in need of a savior. Porn's not love, but God is love. So turn to him. If you want to feel whole, if you want to feel validated, if you want to feel loved, go to the creator of it. Go to God. He loves you so much. And that's why I make these videos, is because I wish somebody told me this. So that's number 3. I really hope this helped. I really love you guys, and these are the things I wish people told me. You are not too far gone. You're fully loved, fully known, and fully wanted by God. So build your relationship with him and turn to him in your struggle. Porn is not bigger than God. God is so much bigger than anything you can ever imagine. So I'm gonna leave you guys with a Bible verse, as I always do. John 4, verse 18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out all fear. For fear has to do with punishment, but whoever fears has not been perfected in love. We love because he first loved us. That was also verse 19. We love because he first loved us. So continue to love on people. Continue to turn to the creator of love to find love. Because people suck. This world sucks, but our God doesn't. So don't forget to like, subscribe for more, follow my TikTok and Instagram at katie.patty, 2 Y's on each side, and I will see you guys next time. Love you all.